Flosstube, I'm back with another video. I seem to be filming every 2 weeks rather than every week, but I'm hoping I'll be able to change that soon. This week I have some updates to show you on some whips. I have a little bit of stash that's come through and a lot more orders that I'm waiting on, but we'll get there in the end. So I'm going to crack on and show you what I've got. First up is my progress on the Mythical Creatures calendar by Clouds Factory. I'm part of the Stitch Along group on Facebook for this. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to finish January in time, so I haven't actually started February yet, but this is the progress that I have. So as you can see, I'm almost done with January, and I've managed to complete the borders for February and almost the border for April. I am stitching this on a 28 count Jobelin by Pole Stitches called Moonlight. The border is stitched with a combination of Weeks Dye Works, Bethlehem and 2 Krynic threads. And the trees just there are stitched with some Oliver Twist threads, and I have a petite princess Ariel from Nifty Needle Nannies. So there we go. It is stitching up reasonably quickly. I mean, that's not too bad. To be honest, I've kind of put this piece in timeout for the moment because that Oliver Twist floss, as lovely as it is, look at that colour variation. Just there, it's absolutely lovely, but it knots like crazy. So I've kind of put this piece in timeout because it was doing my head in. So that's that one. I will get back to it soon. I'm hoping to get February and January finished this month, and hopefully the border for March as well, because March is quite a big piece. I have been working on my pumpkin passport. I'm just going to remove the pattern because I'm still working on it. So this is as far as I've got with that one. So I finished all the wording, and I finished London, and I've started Paris. The only changes that I made to London were the flag. I changed to the English flag, just there, instead of the Union Jack. I haven't put the time on Big Ben yet because I'm going to put the time that I finished this piece on it, and I gave her some slightly more feminine, where is she? There. Some slightly more feminine eyelashes. You can just about see there. So all in all, it's going really, really well. I am a really slow stitcher, so I'm hoping to get February finished, hopefully tomorrow, because I've got tomorrow off. So hopefully I will get February's Paris section finished. I still have the rest of the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, I think it is. That big triangular glass museum piece to do, and then it's done. So I'll get that done hopefully, and then I'll move back to Mythical Creatures. So that's where I am with that one. This is stitched on a, I think it's a 28 count Jobelin. I don't have the pattern, the information card with me, but it is Snowdrifts by Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. So that's that one. I'm rushing this a little. Ooh, sorry. Just a little because I have a friend coming to pick me up at some point, maybe. And I don't want to be in the middle of recording when he shows up. So last week I worked on Some See a Wish by Pine Mountain Designs, just a little bit while I was at work. This is what the design will look like roughly when it's finished. I'm making some minor changes. This is what it will look like when it's finished. And I think the last time you saw this, I had only done the grey wording. Some See a Weed and Some See a. This is as far as I've got with this one. There, so I've just got the S and the H complete in Wish. It's taking a little while because I'm stitching one strand with I'm stitching it with I'm stitching it with one strand of hand-dyed thread and one strand of Krynic. So it's got a little bit of a sparkle to it, which is just about showing up there. And I have got to restitch this top A just here because it's actually started coming undone where I didn't fix my thread properly. So I don't know if you can just see there, it's just coming apart, which really annoyed me. But that's my fault for not securing it properly. This is just stitched on a 20, I think it's a 28 count. It's a random scrap of blue linen, which this is a scrap from my LNS. It's huge. But yeah, so I'll get back to that again at some point. Again, the Krynic and the hand-dyed is taking a little while, so I'm being lazy. And my needle minder for that one, because this is a piece that I take to work, this is my little Ort tin that I take to work. And I don't know where I've put my needle minder. Normally my needle minder's sat in the top of it, but it's not there. So yeah, my needle minder is a Petite Princess's Tinkerbell from Nifty Needle Nannies. So that's that one. And there. So that was that one. This week at work I have been working on that Autumn Birdhouse by Vivasico from my mum. So this is what it'll look like when it's done. So I'm planning on stitching all 4 of them as a seasonal sampler. And this is where I've got up to. If I'd been better organised, this would have already been out. So this is where I've got to with that one. So I'm making an awful lot of progress with this one. This one's actually stitching up really quickly. It's just being stitched on a 28 count white even weave. And I have a sparkly leaf needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. So I'm really enjoying this one. There are many, many, many shades of brown, as you can no doubt see there. But what I'm planning on doing is stitching the entire birdhouse, and then I'll fill the robin in. Just there, and the leaves around the outside. And Mum actually had the winter one in her stash as well, so I've sort of taken that one so I can stitch it for her. So this one will be going back to work with me on Tuesday. I'm just going to stitch this at work where she can't see me working on it. And also the lighting's actually really good at work, so I get quite a lot done on my lunch break because I'm not like straining to see the holes or anything. So it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying that. And hopefully I'll get it finished in time for her birthday in September. So that was that one. And that's it. That's all I've been working on the last 2 weeks. Most of last week's evenings were taken up trying to finish London on Pumpkin Passport and trying to finish January on Mythical Creatures, which obviously didn't happen, but never mind. I'll get there in the end. Last video I also mentioned that I couldn't remember which order I was going to be stitching my Santa's Village in, and I found all my charts, so I'll be able to show you the order that I'm stitching them. So first up was the North Pole Post Office. I've not even worked on this, so this has had absolutely nothing doing to it since last time. But so if you go, it's going to be 3 rows of 4. So the top row is going to be North Pole Post Office, and then Santa's House, the Elves Workshop. It was the way that I said it was. Elves Workshop. And I'm planning on changing the elf outside there. I'm planning on changing his colours so that he looks like Buddy the Elf from the movie Elf. So that one. And Then it's the sleigh works. And then second row will be Mrs. Claus's Cookie Shop. Gingerbread Emporium. Sorry, I've stuck all these little numbers in so I know which way they go. And then it's blocking the pictures. So Gingerbread Emporium there. Santa's Stocking Store. There. The Reindeer Stables. There. And then the bottom row will be Christmas Tree Farm. Which is there. Candy Cane Cottage. Which is there. Hot Cocoa Cafe, which is that one, and finally Poinsettia Place. Which is that. And I've also done it so that each one, like there's 11 and 12, so that'll be the last two. So it'll be so that the houses back onto one another. So let's see if I can get it. So it's like 11 and 12, but then 10 it'll be so the smaller item next to the houses are together. So like that. And then 9 it'll be so that the houses are back to back together again. So I've kind of tried to do that with each row as well, because I need it to be symmetrical. So yeah, that is my plan for my Santa's village. I am massively far behind, because I'm a whole house behind at the moment. But I'm hoping that if I can whiz through Paris on Pumpkin Passport and then get January and February up to date, then I can spend the rest of the month stitching on Santa's Village when I get in from work. So that's my plan. So that is all my whips and all my plans for this week. And obviously I'll continue with the birdhouse while I'm at work as well. So in terms of haul, there's a fair little bit out of it actually. First things first, I bought from eBay the spring birdhouse and the summer birdhouse from the same seller on eBay. I can't remember what the seller is now. But that was to complete the birdhouse set for my mum. So that's all ready to go. Lovely little kits. They've got everything in there that I could possibly need. So I will just add that into the bag that's got the autumn one in there. I will stitch the winter one first and then I'll move up to the top. So I got those. My order from Nifty Needle Nannies came in, and once again I forgot what I ordered, so it was quite nice to see them. So first up I got Yoda and a blingy drink me bottle and a Once Upon a Time storybook. I got an Easter basket and a lovely ladybug. I ordered these while I was stitching London, so I got a London bus and the TARDIS. I love this London bus. I may end up using this as my needle minder for my transport piece. My pumpkin passport, sorry. And a TARDIS, because every Whovian needs a TARDIS. And I got last two this lovely little cat that makes me laugh every time I see it, and a fairy cameo, which my mum keeps trying to steal. She can't have it, it's mine. She wants the Easter basket as well, so I might have to order a couple more. Oh, I have a couple more plans as well. I went to my local Hobbycraft. It's very similar to Hobby Lobby, but it's Hobbycraft here in the UK. And I bought some normal 28 count even weave in white. And I have plans for a new start for this one. I plan on stitching for my brother and his girlfriend because they're getting married this year. I plan on stitching Mr. and Mrs. from Stitch Rovia on Etsy. That was the spelling, just there. But I plan on changing out the colours on this chart to match their wedding colours, which are, I believe, turquoise and gold. So I plan on stitching the frame around the outside, the scalloped frame, in like a yellowy gold. And then the flowers I'll do in different shades of yellow and turquoise, and I'll probably keep the banners as they are. So that's what it looks like. And obviously I know the dates for their wedding and all that, so I'm going to try and get it finished so I can give it to them as a wedding present. So that was why I bought that. Now obviously you can't go to your LNS and only leave with one thing. Not if you're me. So I also bought some of the DMC colour variations. I bought 4010. Which actually I found out I already had, but never mind. 4030, it's lovely turquoisey blues, which aren't actually showing up very well, but I might end up using this on my brother's wedding sampler. So it's that one. DMC B5200 because I need it for many things. 4015. Just this lovely like pale blue and white variation. And 4025, which again is like a turquoisey green, which isn't showing up very well. Variation, which again I might use on the wedding sampler. I keep wanting to say birth sampler, it's not a birth sampler. So I've got those. And then I also bought a couple of the UK magazines because I've not bought them in a little while. So I bought the February 2016 issue of Cross Stitching magazine. Not entirely sure why I bought it. I don't tend to buy this magazine because there's never really anything in there that I want to stitch. Although this cushion is quite nice having flipped through it. I do quite like that one. It says, "Cozy is my favourite place to be." So I quite like that one. Oh, I remember why I bought it. I bought it because it came with cat-shaped bobbins. Look. They're so cute. Which I know you shouldn't buy magazines for the cover kits, but honestly that's pretty much the only reason I ever buy magazines. And I thought this was quite cool as well. So there's a few designs in there that I might get around to stitching at some point rather. But I also bought the March 2016 issue of Cross Stitch Cozy because I love the Tatty Teddy design on the front cover. And it came with some Margaret Sherry birthday card kits, which I love me some Margaret Sherry. I can't remember if there was anything else in there that I wanted to do. That was what the cover kit looks like. They're so cute. I've got those. I've bought quite a few magazines this month actually, and to be honest, a lot of it is Katie the Stash Queen's fault. I'm blaming her. Because I watched her February her plan for February video, and she mentioned that she was going to be stitching the year of celebrations from Cross Stitch and Needlework. So I didn't have those magazines, but I absolutely love the charts. So I went to their website and I got the entire I thought it was the entire 2014 back catalogue. This is what I thought that I ordered from, I think it's pronounced Hirschner's, I don't know. But from the website as back orders, you could order a set of 4 magazines for 2014. And I thought, oh, that's a complete set, I'll get that. It's missing 2 issues. Doesn't have January, and it doesn't for some reason have the, I think it's the April-May issue? May-June issue. May-June. It doesn't have the May-June issue. So I knew it didn't have the January issue when I ordered it. And I was like, that's fine. Because I found it on a UK website. So I have that one. This one I ordered from countrydesigns.co.uk along with the January issue of Just Cross Stitch for 2016 and the Halloween issue that I was missing from 2013. This was amazing. I can't remember how much it came to, but I only had to pay something like £2 or £3 for shipping. And I ordered it at 3:30 in the afternoon on Thursday, the 28th of January, because that was payday. And 28th of January. And it arrived at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 29th of January, the next day. I was like, oh my God, why have I not been ordering from these people before? So I definitely recommend them for anyone living in the UK that wants to order magazines from them. It is country-designs.co.uk. Absolutely amazing customer service. So yeah, absolutely loads of designs in here that I really want to stitch, particularly in this one. I really, this is a Just Cross Stitch January 2016. I really want to stitch the winter design. And I really, when I find it, I love the love. I think that's really cute. I love the snowman. Also really cute. But what I really want to stitch, and the reason why I really wanted to buy this, is because of this. So there's at least 4 designs in this one that I really want to stitch. So I'll be starting those at some point this year. Obviously I've got the January issue of Cross Stitch and Needlework for January 2014. So I have the Year of Celebrations charts. I will be stitching them. They're in here somewhere. Those ones. This is January and December. And I love all the designs in here as well. I love these. Little dog and cat Christmas treat ones. I'm going to stitch those for most of the members of my family for Christmas next year, because almost all of us have pets of some description, cats or dogs. And I absolutely love these. I think they're stunning. So it's quite a few in that one that I want to stitch. I absolutely love all... Not that one. I love that one too. But I love all of these as well. There's so many different designs in all of them. I'm not about to go through them all to show them all, but pretty much everything in these I want to stitch at some point. The only one that I will show is the Brooks Books Witch. How cool is she? So I actually have the perforated papers, so I may actually end up stitching this in time for Halloween this year. But I think she is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love her. But these weren't the only issues that I ordered either. They haven't come yet, but I've also ordered the complete 2013 and the complete 2015 as well. I'm terrible. I've gone from having barely any issues of this particular magazine because they don't sell it in this country. They used to sell it in Borders Books in Oxford when that used to be a thing. But then Borders closed down, which I was really gutted about because it was the only reason I ever went in there was to buy the magazines. So I was really annoyed, and I didn't realise that actually I could sign up for a subscription, so when I get paid again, I might do that. So that was my magazine haul. That was my needle minder haul. That was my floss. I've got many more things coming. But this month I decided, or this week rather, I decided to have a go at dyeing my own fabric using the ice dye method. So in my stash, I had a large piece of 22 count Aida that I know I'm never going to use while it's plain white. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And if it doesn't work, then I've only wasted something I wasn't going to be using anyway. So it's not really a waste. And if it does work, then I've got some nice, hand-dyed fabrics in my stash. And then I might be more inclined to use them. Oh my God. I love ice dyeing. I've got so many more different colours of dyes, but when I did this, I bought a blue, a pink, and a red. Check out that. It's not showing up as bright as it is in person. This section in the middle here. This section in the middle here is much pinker in person than it's showing up on the camera. But I absolutely love this. It's not for sale. This is purely for me. But I've called this piece Nebula because it just reminds me of like those sort of like stars. That's a fairly true. For a second there it was fairly true to colour, but it's not now. Yeah, I'm planning on stitching a piece for the Star Trek stitch along on Stitch Mania later on this year in September on this piece of fabric because I can. Yeah, so I'm going to stitch that on that. And while I was at it, I also dyed some floss as well in the same colours using exactly the same batch. And this was Anchor 1 and Anchor 2, so like white and off-white. But I absolutely love the way that these came out. And then I made my own little floss card to store it on. It's really soft as well. It's lovely. So that was that. And then my parents are celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary this year. So I'm going to show the pattern. I'm warning you now, if you don't want to see it, look away. But I designed it myself and I don't mind showing the pattern. But I designed this for them and I'm planning on stitching it. But basically this is the the sign for I love you in sign language. Because both my parents are deaf. So it meant a lot to me. I thought it was really sweet. So I'm going to be stitching it for them for their 30th wedding anniversary. And I'm planning on stitching it with Weeks Dye Works Love thread. And I'll probably just stitch it on some white even weave. But that's the colours. It's like pinks and reds in there. So that is literally everything that I've been doing in the last 2 weeks. It's everything I have to show for now. Hopefully I will be back on Sunday because I will have more stash coming, most likely in the post tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you again soon, guys. Take care and have a great stitchy week. Bye!